מתי תבין שאני תל אביבי, נו כזה מגניבי, אני תל אביבי, נו כזה מגניבי, תל אביב. אני מגיע, באתי להזיע, אתה יחידה, אני נשמע תל אביב. אני מגיע, באתי להזיע, אתה יחידה, אני נשמע תל אביב.
Is Israel monolithically the same? We went there to find out. When we got to Tel Aviv, we found out that it was a unique place in Israel, much like San Francisco is unique in America. Many Tel Avivians call it a bubble.
Tel Aviv was founded in 1909 by people who really did create a bubble. The first Hebrew city, that was a bubble, that was the first bourgeois city, because of course Tel Aviv was not founded by pioneers, by Marxists, by kibbutznikim. Tel Aviv was founded by merchants.
We wanted to find out exactly what that means. After doing some research, we found that Tel Aviv and San Francisco share a number of common attributes that might be important components of what makes a city a bubble. For instance, we discovered that Tel Avivians make 1.5 times as much money as the average Israeli.
It's also the center, and that's kind of like how centers tend to be. Same as, I'm sure the average salary in San Francisco is higher than it is in other cities.
San Franciscans make 1.4 times more than the average American. We also discovered that Tel Avivians and San Franciscans are far more educated than their peers. But more interestingly, we learned that children comprise only 17% of Tel Aviv and 12% of San Francisco.
Because it's mainly singles. Try to find a mate, and after they find a mate, they just move out of Tel Aviv to live in the suburb.
Statistics alone don't make a bubble. A bubble is characterized just as much by the unique atmosphere and openness of its citizens, as well as by concrete data that can be compiled by statisticians. According to many Tel Avivians and San Franciscans, a bubble is a place separate from its surroundings where individuals can go to reinvent themselves and to live freely according to their own heart's desire.
But interestingly, for the people who live in Tel Aviv, it's actually the rest of the country which is the bubble. They consider Tel Aviv to be real life, the way life should be. Tel Aviv is a bubble. It resides in Israel, in the Middle East, in the middle of a conflict. Religious conflict, political conflict, nationalistic conflict.
Bubbles often exist in a state of tension with other regions of the country. In Israel, the cultural tension between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem is as palpable as the tension between San Francisco and the Deep South.
Everything you do in Jerusalem, it has a political meaning to it. People are heavier. Everything feels heavier in Jerusalem in a way.
This happens when those who believe in individual freedom fight back against those who uphold traditional beliefs. Individuals often flee to bubbles where they find it difficult to lead satisfying lives where they were born and raised. When so many people seeking refuge converge in one place, it reinforces that sense of being in a bubble.
But ultimately, in Tel Aviv, in the bubble, all these people with these religions, with these national aspirations, with these different political views, get along, work together, live together, go out in the evenings together.
The only downside with cultural bubbles is that they are no stronger than soap bubbles and that they can be popped. This makes Tel Aviv's vibrancy and openness all the more astounding and creates a great reason for celebration.
If I were to choose a place to live right now in Israel, it would definitely be Tel Aviv, because you don't want you don't want to always be under the pressure that you feel in other places, and in a way Tel Aviv is, and that's why Tel Aviv, I think, is such a bubble, because you get it anyway, but you need a break.
אני תל אביבי, נו כזה מגניבי, אני תל אביבי, נו כזה מגניבי, תל אביבי, נו כזה מגניבי, דיזינגוף אחי עשה אותי קצת דיזי, אני תל אביבי, נו כזה מגניבי, אני תל אביבי, נו כזה מגניבי, תל אביבי.